the Denver Broncos are in the mix. They're in the hunt at 5-6. Once upon a time, they were 3-6. And if you're wondering what happened to go from 3-6 to 5-6, it's because Emmanuel Sanders spent his bye week on NFL Game Day morning. And he joins us now live from Denver, Colorado, kickoff hour number 2. Did I put my finger on it, Emmanuel?
You definitely put your finger on it. I want to thank you guys for helping us turn the season around. Thank you, NFL Network. Thank you, Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. As I say, I, with all humility, I say you're welcome to that. Outside of that, what has happened over the last couple of weeks, Emmanuel?
You know what? I feel like we're clicking. I feel like we're playing as a team. You know, the defense has been creating turnovers, and offensively we've been able to take advantage of those turnovers, and we're playing as a unit. We're playing for each other, and we're starting to find out how we can win games. And so, obviously the two teams we played, they said that we got lucky wins because, Phillip Rivers turned the ball over and Big Ben turned the ball over. But at the end of the day, we made those necessary plays to get out of the stadium with a W. So, we're optimistic that we can keep that going as well because we got a Cincinnati team that we feel like we can go out and handle business against as well.
So before we continue down that road, and I know you've got your own locker room to deal with, you were expert at being part of the paparazzi with us on game day morning. So if you wouldn't mind putting your analyst hat on just for a brief bit here, also knowing the Steelers organization as well as you do, and Big Ben as well as you do, and Antonio Brown as well as you do. I mean, Big Ben was definitely vocal in how Antonio Brown drifted in the end zone on that final interception. He also called out Washington for dropping a ball or not running through it instead of diving at it. He even said that they should have thrown it to Juju Smith-Schuster 4 straight times on the final drive as opposed to what the plays were calling. How do you think that's all sitting in the locker room there, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I mean, if I was in that locker room, that wouldn't sit well with me because that's a situation that I feel like you handle in-house instead of talking about it. Obviously, he's the leader of that team. He's the quarterback of that team, and everybody looked at him to lead. And so in doing that and going to the media and saying those things, I definitely would probably pull him to the side and be like, hey, man, if you have a problem with anything I do on the field, I would rather you talk to me in person about it than talk about it on the radio because there's ways to avoid that. Obviously, his emotions are probably running high after the loss and the interceptions and all that stuff. Still, some things you just keep in-house, and Ben knows that. And so, that's what I would have did if I was in that situation.
Well, again, I know you have your own situation. You might not have heard at the end of that radio interview. He said that he has earned the right to criticize after all these years. Would you agree with that?
He definitely has the right to criticize, but you don't have the right to go on the radio and call guys out because if somebody went on the radio, and knowing Ben, if somebody went on the radio and called him out, for throwing an interception or doing this or taking a sack where he was supposed to throw the ball away, more than likely you would probably come in the locker room like, hey, man, why did you do that? And so I think it's just all about being a good teammate. And like I said, I played with Ben, and I know how Ben is, and even, talking to him, Ben, sometimes he lets his emotions get the most of him, especially after a loss, and he just can't do that, and that's just speaking truly of just what I'll do, in terms of handling guys. I don't like throwing guys under the bus, especially to the media, even though the media loves that.
Well, how did you find Antonio Brown? If you chatted with him before the game, after the game, I mean, did you spend any time with him, your old teammate?
Yeah. I saw him prior to the game, and we shook hands, at the 50-yard line. Just caught up for like 10 seconds. It wasn't too much because we were both warming up, but it was definitely good to see him. And like I said, that's a Hall of Fame player, man. He made a lot of plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. He's going to continue to make a lot of plays, and so I'm happy for him.
Okay. And so, and while you've got your paparazzi hat on, and again, like I told you on the set, and I said on the air, you've got the chops to do this. Once you're done, you want to stop playing football. What did you and maybe some of your teammates think of Baker Mayfield extending the arm and not giving the bro hug to Hugh Jackson, and then when asked why, was actually point blank honest about it from the podium afterwards.
Yeah,
Emmanuel.
I just got done watching film on Baker Mayfield. Man, he's a good quarterback. I enjoy really watching the film because we got Cincinnati and they played against Cincinnati, man, and that's a special player, and the Browns are lucky to have him, man. But Baker, I understand kind of sort of his emotions, but in understanding how this goes. You got to understand that, you have to do what's best for him and his family as well. And this is the NFL. At the end of the day, this guy needs a job. He has a family he got to take care of. He got to take care of himself, and he don't want to sit out and not make any money. So he had to make the best decision for himself. And sometimes in this league, that's the nature of the business. You have to make the best decisions for you when a team lets you go or a team doesn't want to pay you. And so that's the nature of the business. This isn't college football. It's not one of those situations. And I feel like even though Baker, obviously, he knows that now, and if he doesn't, that's just my opinion of the National Football League. And so, coaches go to different teams, just like players go to different teams. And it happened with us when Demarius went to the Texans, and we played them that same week. I was telling everybody, okay, you think Demarius is gonna go over there and just be like, no, I'm not gonna let you guys know the Broncos 2-minute drill their plays and their signals. And of course he's going to do that because he had to do what's best for himself and go and play for the Texans. And he's trying to win a game. And so that's the nature of the NFL.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders, you're going to see Baker Mayfield and the Browns in your house a Week 15 Saturday, a game that is looking bigger and bigger with each passing week right now. I mean, and so to me, Emmanuel, it seems Case Keenum's in more of a rhythm than all year long, that he looks like that quarterback we saw on a magic carpet ride with Minnesota last year over the last couple of weeks. How would you assess that?
Yeah, he's definitely finding his zone, and I'm happy for him because I know all the early hours, him getting here and all the late night studying, all the studying he does, he's finally starting to get a grasp of the offense and grasp of his playmakers and what our strengths is and what our weaknesses is. And Bill Musgrave and him are coming together and creating some good game plans. I watched the game and I told my wide receivers coach, I said, man, that play looks good. And that play looks good. And we're just running great plays to get guys open and Philip Lindsay and our running backs, man, they're running the ball and they're toting and O-line in which nobody really wanted to give credit to. Thought we were going to be banged up and not going to be as good, man. They're holding strong. We got offensive line full of tackles and one center that's a guard, but they're making it work, and they're giving Case an opportunity to, a pocket that's wide open, an opportunity to get rid of football. He's doing that.
And this kid, Philip Lindsay, is a revelation, man. It seems like not only is he just hitting the hole and dominating, but he's hitting people after he's running for 10, 15, 20 yards. And then he's barking. He's woofing. He's woofing after every play. What's going on with this kid?
I love it. A lot of people, man, just in knowing his personality. I mean, Philip, he's a native of Colorado, and he still stays in his parents' basement. And I tell him all the time, man, you're a superstar, man. He doesn't even know he's a superstar. He's a superstar. He just loves to play football. He's passionate about it. He believes in himself. He's confident. He wants the ball. He wants to make those plays, and when he makes those plays, he's gonna let you know he's coming back for more. And so I like to play with guys like that because I played with guys on the ladder that didn't want the balls and wasn't as confident. And so to have him in bringing that energy to our offense, man, it's definitely been fun to watch, fun to be a part of, and hopefully he continues to do that because it's so, man, he's gonna be a special player.
Well, I knew that he was the real deal, Emmanuel, when Terrell Davis said, "Sure, take my number 30." I mean, that meant something.
And now he's in the Mile High Salute, so that lets you know right there, man. He kind of gets it in terms of being a true Bronco. Like I said, he's a Colorado native.
Is he the only player you've ever played with, Emmanuel? You're in your 9th season now. Is he the only player you've played with who lives in his parents' basement?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's the first time I heard that, and when I heard it, I said, man, people are going to run crazy with that. I said, you're about to be a legend for that. He was like, he didn't even get what I was saying, but I said, man, you about to be a legend once everybody finds out that you still live in your parents' basement and playing in the NFL. And so I actually saw some on Instagram where people are starting to get a hold of it, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty cool.
So Vaughn doesn't have an extra room in that mansion with his club and everything. He doesn't have a.
Yeah. I mean, the guy makes $600,000. I think he just doesn't care. He wants to be in his parents' basement.
God bless. He is crushing it. He really is.
Yeah.
You are about 100 days shy of your 32nd birthday. Do you know how many players in the NFL right now, this year, over the age of 30, who have 800 receiving yards? Do you know how many there are?
Over the age of 30?
Over the age of 30, over 800 receiving yards. Guess the
What
number.
Is it, one?
That's it. It is you.
Antonio?
No, just you.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
Wow, AB 29?
He's not yet the big 3-0, bud.
Wow, I love it.
What?
I love it.
Yeah, how to what do you owe this?
Man, it's just resilience and just one to go out and make plays and one to go out and chase greatness, and that's what I'm chasing. Every day I wake up and I tell myself, chase my goals and chase my dreams. And it feels good to be healthy in this position and making those plays and doing it, still at a high level at my age, even though, I still feel young. And so and hearing that, man, that feels good to know.
Well, actually, Antonio is 30. It's over the age of 30. Anybody who's 31 or older, you're the only member of that club right now.
I love it. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 1,000 now.
All right, Emmanuel. All right. Well, look, it was great seeing you at the NFL Network, and hopefully we'll get you back. I mean, are you openly talking playoffs in that locker room right now at 5 and 6?
We're one game at a time.
Oh,
the
come
goal
on.
is just
come
1-0.
Now you know, having spent time with a microphone on your lapel, like me, that the one game at a time response is not acceptable. It is not.
At the end of the day, we see the schedule and we see what's going on, and we see that we could potentially go 10 and 6. But at the same time, it's not going to matter if we don't handle business this weekend. So, I got to keep these guys focused on the goal at hand.
Okay, very well done, Emmanuel. Let's chat down the line, okay?
Sound good, Rich.
You got it. That's Emmanuel Sanders.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.